This is part B of sample paper 1 at level 1 functional skills maths from City and Guilds. And in this paper you can use a calculator. The total number of marks for this paper is 45. We'll start with the first question, which is write 807,205 in figures. To write in figures, it means using digits. So we'll go 807,205. In the second question, we've got what is 2043.6666 rounded to 2 decimal places. So to round to 2 decimal places, we've got to have only 2 digits after the decimal point. So any digits after the line, we've got to get rid of. But to decide whether we make this as 2043.66 or 2043.67, we look at the digit right after the line, which is a 6. So when it is a 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, we round up. So that 6 before the line becomes a 7. So the final answer will be 2043.67. Question number 3 is which one of these nets will fold to make a cube? Now we know that a cube has 6 equal faces, and the only one of these nets that would meet that criteria is D. In the next question, we've got which one of these fractions is the biggest number? There are different ways we could solve this in, and one of them would be to convert them all so we get a common denominator and then we compare them. We could compare 2 of them and then another 2 and so on. However, just looking at the fractions, I can see that 4/10 is smaller than a half. 3/4 is bigger than a half. 2/5 is smaller than a half. 1/3 is smaller than a half. So automatically 3/4 is the biggest number. Question number 5. Which one of the following list is in decreasing order from the largest to the smallest? I can see that these numbers are the same, just put in a different order in each row. So looking at the first one, all 3 numbers have the same number of digits. So we'll need to look at the value of the first digit. We've got 2, 2 and 2. So that doesn't help us much. Now we're going to look at the second digit, which is again 5, 5, 5. Looking at the third digit, we've got a 2 here, a 2 and a 0. So that means this is going to be the smallest out of them 3. We still need to compare these first 2 numbers. So then looking at the fourth digit, we've got a 0 and a 3, which means this one here has got to be the biggest one. So let's see in which of the rows that appears as the first one, and that is in C and D. Then the second number should be this. So which of the 2 has that as the second number? And that is C. In question number 6, we've got a customer wants to buy a sofa. The salesperson says he must pay a deposit. You can pay 10%, that is £39.90, or you can pay 20%, that is £49.90. Explain why the salesperson must have made a mistake. We know that 20% is equal to double the 10% amount, and 10% is half of the 20% amount. So whichever way you do it, should be perfectly fine. I'm just going to double £39.90 and see if it's going to give me £49.90. So adding 1 over, we get £79.80 is 20%. Question number 7. We've got a gardener needs to order fertilizer for a piece of land. The piece of land is a square with sides measuring 8 meters. This formula shows how many grams of fertilizer she needs. So we've got grams of fertilizer needed is equal to length in meters times width in meters times 25. Supplier sells these bags of fertilizer. 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, 5 kilograms, and 10 kilograms. Which bag of fertilizer should the gardener order? Include figures to explain your answer. Show all your work in. We'll need to use the formula. So just replacing these words with the actual numbers. Length in meters is 8. Width in meters is 8 because it's a square. Times 25. So we're going to multiply these. And this gives us 1,600 grams. Now we've got to convert this into kilograms. So we know that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So that K in there gives it away. We use K to mean 1,000. So 1,600 grams is more than 1 kilogram but less than 2 kilograms. So it is 1.6 kilograms. You can just divide it by 1,000 and it's going to give you the answer. Now we can't get this 1 kilogram one because it would be not enough. We need 2 kilograms. So we're gonna write it here as well. 2 kilogram bag. 1 kilogram is not enough. We could say that 5 kilograms and 10 kilograms are too much.
A shelf stacker is making a display in a shop. It's made from 6 identical boxes. Each box is a cube. Which one of the shapes below is the side view elevation of the display from side X? So what we can see from side X is more or less. So it should be shape B. Each box has sides measuring 0.5 meters. Work out the area of this side of the display. Give units in your answer. The side looked like this. So 3 equal squares. So this is 0.55. So this area here will be 0.5 times 0.5, which is 0.25, and it's 3 lots of them. So 0.25 times 3, which is 0.75 meters. 75 meters squared. Each box weighs 750 grams. What's the weight of the whole display in kilograms? Now we need to discuss the weight in total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So you can imagine 3 on this side and 3 on the other one as well. So 6 boxes and 150 grams each of them. 5,700 grams this is. So we need to write our answer in kilograms. Divided by 1,000 is 5.7 kilograms. Tourist wants to know how long it will take to walk to a museum. This map shows the route from a nearby station to the museum. The route measures 6.5 centimeters on the map. It takes a tourist 10 minutes to walk a kilometer. And the question is, how long will it take him to walk to the museum from the station? Give units in your answer. So the route is 6.5 centimeters on the map. And we know from the scale that 1 centimeter represents 100 meters. So we could multiply this by 100. So 6.5 times 100, which is 650 meters. So in kilometers, 1 kilometer equal to 1,000 meters. So this is less than 1 kilometer. So what we're going to do is represent it as kilometers. So this is going to be 0.650 kilometers. And it takes 10 minutes for a kilometer. So we'll do times 10. It's going to give us how many minutes? So that is 6.5 minutes. A sales rep needs some cardboard boxes to store samples of at work. The office supplier has 3 different sized boxes. We've got A, B, and C. Which box has the largest volume? Explain your answer. Include figures to support your explanation. We need to work out the volume of each of these boxes. So the first one, 35 times 35 times 55. And that gives us 67,375. So we repeat the process, the other two. So we can see that the largest one is A. And we've shown the working out here. Explanation. Box A has the largest volume, worked out by multiplying length times width times depth. The next question is saying, a carpet fitter needs to order some fixing strips to hold the carpet all around the edges of this floor. So we've got the floor shape. You can cut and join fixing strips. An online shop has packs of fixing strips on offer. So we've got Carpet Supplies Direct, fixing strips 6-meter packs, £7.99 per pack. Buy one, get one free. Work out the total cost of the packs of fixing strips the carpet fitter needs to order. So looking at the shape, could it go all around the edges of the floor? So we've got 2.5 meters, 5.5, 7.5, 2, and this length here, which is worked out by taking away 2.5 from 7.5. So that is 5 meters. And finally, this length here, which is worked out by taking away 2 meters from 5.5. Which leaves us with 3.5. So 5 and 5 and 5 and 5, that is 20. So 0 down, 2 carried over. 2 and 2 is 4, and 5 is 9, and 7 is 16, and 2 is 18, and 5, 23, and 3, 26. So 26 meters in total. So they need 26 meters. Now we need to look at the offer. So if you buy 6 meters, you will get 6 for free. So that would be 12. But we need 26. So another 6 is going to give him or her another 6 for free. So that's another 12 to make 24. Now we need 26, so that's 2 more. So we're going to have to buy another pack of 6, which can also give you a free pack, but you can't just not buy this pack of 6 because you don't have enough otherwise. So they would need to buy 3 packs, and 1 pack costs £7.99. So 3 times £7.99, which is £23.97. Question number 12 is asking, a doctor's receptionist wants to display a notice to show patients how long on average they will wait to see a doctor. The receptionist recorded how long past their appointment time patients at the surgery waited to see their doctor yesterday morning. So we've got minutes waiting to the nearest minute. Complete the notice, show all your work. We'll work out the mean. Let's add them all together, then divide them by how many there are. So there is 10 and 10. You could use a calculator if you want as well. And 10 and 10. 4 and 8 is 12. 7 and 4 is 11. And then we have 9 here. So 11 and 9 is 20. 30, 40, 50, 60, 72. This is 72 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So divided by 12. How many 12s would fit into 72? That's exactly 6. So 6 minutes on average. Explain why using the waiting times for yesterday morning might not give a suitable waiting time to put on the notice. We will have a look at the data again. Although most of the time the waiting time is not very long, we've got for yesterday morning, we've got these numbers which are quite high, like 10 and 9 and that 8, which increase the average. All these outliers. So we can write a sentence here. So we can say there were a few people with long waiting times which affected the average. In question number 13, we've got a customer wants to buy a washing machine. He wants to pay monthly. Two different shops have the washing machine he wants. We've got Browns, where the price is £470, and HS, where the price is £525. We've got a pay monthly offer, which is interest is 15% of the price. Pay the total amount in 10 equal monthly installments. First installment must be paid today. And the other offer, which is interest is 5% of the price, pay 1/3 today and the rest in 4 equal monthly payments. And the question is, work out which offer is cheaper and by how much. How much would the customer need to pay today? So let's take the first offer. It's 470 and interest is 15%. So 15% of 470 is £70.50. You work it out by going 15 divided by 100 times 470. So this means that this is going to be added to do the 470. So 470 add 70, 50. So £540.50. How much would be paid in total using the first offer? Now the second one is 525, and it's 5% of it that will be paid on top. So £26.25. So we'll add it to the 525. So the total that would need to be paid with offer 2 is £551.25. So shop Browns offer is cheaper by how much? So we're going to have to take away £525, take away 540.50, that is 5. So 12 take away 5 is 7, there is 0, 5 take away 4 is 1, so £10.75 is the difference. We also need to work out how much would the customer need to pay today. So given that offer, for the first one it was 10 equal monthly installments. So first installment must be paid today. So we'll divide the total amount, which is £540.50, by 10. And that gives £54.05. In the next question we've got, this table shows the number of orders a salesperson got in 6 months. So we've got January, February, March, April, May and June, and then the number of orders for each month. Draw a line graph to show this information. So we've got the graph here. So we're going to show the months horizontally. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 squares. So we have enough space to leave a gap if we want to. So we can have January, leave a gap, and then February, March, April, May, and June. Now we'll need to decide what scale we use vertically. So we'll have a look at what's the highest number in the table, and that is 200. So we need to make sure we've got enough space to fit 200 in. So we'll decide now on the scale. So I can't do 10 in here because it wouldn't really fit. Yeah, I could do 20. Let's see. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. So that's what we're going to go with. The first month, January, we've got 150. So let's label this first. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. 150 will be right in between 140 and 160. So we'll go right in the middle. And then February has 155. So in between 150 and 160. So somewhere here. March has 170. April 160. May 180. And June 200. Now we'll join the lines together. I'll tidy this up a bit. Now we've got to explain what the graph shows about the number of orders. So you can see a pattern in here. From January to March, the sales went up and then they dropped a bit in April to then go up again in May and June. In April, and then went up again in May and June. Question 15, which is the last question. Your boss needs to go to a meeting in London on Sunday. He leaves half an hour drive from Stockport station. He doesn't want to leave home too early. The meeting starts at 2 o'clock. It's in a hotel, 15-minute walk from the station in London. So this is the train timetable for Sunday. So the latest he can be at the station is 13:45. And looking at London, this is the closest. However, this would be 2 minutes late. So we're going to have to pick the previous one, which is 13:28. So he sets off at 11:25 and arrives at 13.28. So work out the best train for your bus to catch. Explain why you chose that train. So we're going to say the one that leaves at 11:24 and arrives at 13:28. The reason is because it's the latest you can catch without being late. The next part of the question is your bus will travel back on Monday. Work out the cheapest cost for your bus to travel to London and back. We'll need to look at the prices. Because he's going at the weekend, which is off-peak times, and then coming back during peak times on Monday, he's got two options. One is to book a single ticket off-peak and a single ticket peak. Or the other option would be to book this return journey peak any day. So we'll add these two together and see how they compare to the 242. So 175 add 44.55 so £219.55, which is cheaper than this one. We've shown the cost and the working out here, but we'll need to add 219 and 55. 219. This is the end of the paper, so it's always worth having a look at your answers and checking them.